what's up? I'm here again to talk about everything that I read, watched, and listened to in April. I cannot believe I'm already filming another one of these. I feel like I just filmed Marches. I don't know where this year is going, but it's starting to stress me out a little bit. Like, I can't think about it too much, otherwise I am going to freak out a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, let's just get right into things. Starting off with books. Yes, the rumors are true. I am continuing to get farther and farther away from my reading goal this year. It is not looking good for me whatsoever. In April, I read 3 books. I really need to catch up, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Quite frankly, I don't know. The first book that I read in April was Convenience Store Woman. This book has been on my TBR for a long time, and it's like really short. So I'm like, let me just like get this over with. Like, that sounds bad. Like, I don't actually want to read the book. But like, what am I waiting for? I just have to like do it and get it over with. So I read it. It's about this woman in Japan who has been working at a convenience store for like 18 years, I think. And basically everyone in her life is like, you're weird. You're a weirdo. Really, because they're like, why don't you have a real job? Why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? But the thing is, she's content with her life. She's fine working at the convenience store. She's fine not being married or having kids. And that's okay. Did I see myself in this main character a little bit? Yeah, I did. As someone who's only ever had retail jobs and is unmarried with no children, yeah, I did see myself a little bit in her. The next book I read is The Nickel Boys. This is about a young black boy. He gets himself into some trouble. The thing is, he's not even like a bad kid. He just was like at the wrong place at the wrong time. Unfortunately, like that was just the situation. So they send him away to a school for like troubled kids or whatever. And the book is about his time at that school, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, not positive. They are abusing those children. And also like how he's gonna get out. I don't want to say too much. This reminded me a lot of the book The Reformatory, which I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I think this came out first. But I read The Reformatory last year. They're very similar. Just this one doesn't have the paranormal activity that goes on in The Reformatory. But that's because this one's like based on a real school that like existed. And then the third and last book that I read in April is Invisible Women: Data Bias in a World Designed for Men. This is a nonfiction book about data bias. Who would have thought? How like everything in this world is designed for men and women are like an afterthought. This book kind of is broken up into like how things are different for women in different parts of their life, like at work, at home, blah, blah, blah. A few things that stuck out to me. One, they were saying like when men and women have surgery, men tend to heal better than women do. Women have all this like unpaid labor that they're expected to do. They need to clean and cook and take care of the children. And men don't have that. So when they're both healing from surgery, men heal better because women have to get up on their feet sooner and take care of their household. So that's messed up. Also, so many things with like car design. The dummies that they're using when they make cars are based on the average man. They were saying like based on the car design, women are more likely to get motion sickness. If they are in a car crash, women are more likely to get injured. They're more likely to get whiplash. Messed up. Here's something that I'm just noticing now as I'm going through the books that I read and why I think I'm not reading as much as I want to. I think it's the nonfiction books. Unfortunately, every month I try to read a nonfiction book because I think it's like important to keep learning and educating and whatever. But I have not finished a single book since I read Invisible Women. However many weeks ago that was. They take me a while to get through, especially books like this one where there's like a lot of numbers and stuff. Also, they put me in reading slumps. I finished them and I'm like, you know what? I need a break. I need a break from reading. Let's move on to movies and TV shows. As you may or may not know, I am not a movie person in the slightest. I haven't seen any movies, and it was one of my goals for the year to change that. I watched 4 movies for the first time this month. The first one I watched is Priscilla. Now, if Elvis has no haters, I'm dead. I am dead. And here's the thing. I've always hated Elvis because I have always known that he was a creep. This movie really just reinforced that. Like, why? You are in your 20s. What business do you have with a 14-year-old? And everyone around you is noticing it's weird. They're like, wow, this is a child, but nobody's doing anything about it. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Hate that man. Absolutely despise him. The next movie I watched was Whiplash. I'm a music lover, so I kind of loved this movie. There's this, I already forgot his name. There's this boy who's like in college at like some music school. He wants to be a drummer. And this teacher there, literally the devil. literally the devil. Again, just like so mean, so abusive. Here's the thing, that would have never been me, because if I was in that situation, I would be in prison for murder. Like, I would have had to take some drastic measures. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The third movie I watched was Virgin Suicides. This was boring. I thought I was gonna like this movie, but I was just extremely bored. Here's the thing, I've only heard like good things about this movie. And at the beginning of the movie, the one 13-year-old girl, she tries to kill herself, right? And the doctor is like, what do you have to kill yourself over? Like, your life's not hard yet. She's like, well, clearly you haven't been a 13-year-old girl. And I was like, that is so real, because I have never wanted to kill myself more than when I was 13. Like, I thought I was gonna love this movie, and then I was just so incredibly bored. There's these 4 girls, they're all sisters. Their parents are like so incredibly strict. They all end up killing themselves. That's that. And you know what? If those were my parents, I'd probably kill myself too. And then the last movie I watched was Moonstruck. I really liked this movie. The main character is Cher. I do not remember her name in the movie. Anyways, she gets engaged to this guy. And then the guy, he ends up going back to Italy because his mom's dying. And he's like, I need you to get in contact with my brother, who I haven't talked to in 5 years, because I want him to come to our wedding. So she does. And then, oh, guess what? She cheats on her fiance with the brother. And the thing is, I can't blame her. I can't even blame her. Obviously, I'm against cheating, but you've left me no choice. Like, this man didn't even propose to her with a ring. He didn't even get down on one knee at first. He did not have a ring. And I'm supposed to care that she cheated on him? No, I don't. He had it coming. And the thing is, it wasn't going to work out anyways, because once he gets back from Italy, he was planning on breaking things off with her anyways, because his mom actually is not dying anymore. As far as TV shows go, I was only rewatching. As you know, I'm on my physical media collecting journey, and when I was at Goodwill, I came across season 1 of Shameless on DVD. I've already seen this. Shameless is one of my favorite TV shows. I say that, but I don't think I've actually watched Shameless past season 6 or 7. Don't. I can't even tell you how many seasons there are. Whatever. So I've been watching season 1. It's like now I have to hunt for all the other seasons because I'm not going to buy them full price. On the topic of physical media, let me show you some other DVDs I've bought the past month. I went to Tennessee to visit my brother. There is a used bookstore there. They have used books, DVDs, CDs, everything. They're going out of business. So of course I had to go one more time, one last hurrah. Me and my mom went a little crazy in the DVDs. One of my mom's favorite shows is Weeds. She bought every single season for like $1 each. So let me show you what I bought. I've never seen any of these. I have season 1 of Sex and the City. I've never watched Sex and the City. My mom loves Sex and the City. And I remember like when I was a kid, she used to get the seasons from the library and watch them. This was $1. So I'm like, let me get season 1. Let me start watching Sex and the City. Now this is another show I'm gonna have to be on the hunt for the other seasons. Just like Shameless. Then Burlesque, $1. Couldn't resist. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, $1. Juno, 25 cents. I watched this when I was like in elementary school, I think. I do not remember a single thing about it. But it was 25 cents. I'm like, mommy, buy it. I'll watch it eventually. So expect to see those in the future. When? I don't know. Last but not least, let's talk about music, starting off with the new releases. We have The Show by DPR Ian. You should have been expecting to see this on here. You know how I feel about that man. I'm not going to get into it. Moving on. Kiss Goodbye by The Tulips. Take Me to Nirvana by TXT and Vanita Wang. Everything I've Ever Wanted by Tiffany Day. Kitten by Not For Radio. Halftime Oranges by Rat Bag. Princess by Isaac Dunbar. Crutch by Love Spells. Get Ready With Me by Islet. And Red Red by Cordis. I know that people were hating on the new Cordis song. I like it. I do. Maybe it's because I don't have a heart that's filled with hate and I don't enjoy bullying literal teenagers in my spare time. I think it's fun. And some old releases that I've had on repeat. I Want to Be Your Girlfriend by Lush. Sunburn by Muse. Michael by Meaningful Stone. Golden Boys by Rez. And Bound by Wet and Blood Orange. And of course, I have to show you the CDs that I have collected this month and have added to my collection. First, from the same place that I got all my DVDs, I only found one CD that I wanted. Their CD selection was like slim, and there was a Nirvana one that I wanted, but it was like $16. I'm like, you're out of your mind. You're going out of business. What are we doing here? Anyways, the one CD I got from there, My Soft Machine by Arlo Parks. And then I went to like my local antique mall. Antique stores are like where I get most of my CDs. And I went to my local antique mall, and as an antique mall, it kind of sucks. It's like one of those antique malls where like they're using the word antique very loosely, and by very loosely I mean like they're selling their homemade things. And I'm all for supporting small businesses, but your crocheted stuffed animals are not antiques. And I want nothing to do with them at an antique mall. Sorry. They have so many CDs there, and that's the only reason I go to that antique mall. Let me show you what I got. We have Loose by Nelly Furtado. Then we have Whitney by Whitney Houston. And last but not least, we have Violator by Depeche Mode. And that's everything that I read, watched, and listened to in April. Another somewhat successful month for me. Let me know what you've been loving this past month. And that's all I have for you. So I guess I will see you next time. Bye!